Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. The Irishman here, Dave DeLauder, coming at you from DeLauder Strings Instruments here in Marion, Ohio. Today we got on the bench, we got an SG Epiphone, SG that we're going to be selling tomorrow. Customers picking it up tomorrow. So today we got to switch out a three-way toggle switch for it. So I thought I'd bring you guys along and let you guys check it out. So I'll get you down here with the camera, and we'll get right into it here. I'm going to plug this in. We're going to turn on the amplifier. Get some juice rolling. Plug this in and see. As you can tell, this thing's got more moves. Look at it. This is why it's very important to inspect all guitars that you get. You know what I mean? I don't care what it is. So we know that thing's shot. So what we need to do is we need to see if we got a switch to swap it out with. Different, huh? Can you see? Hello. There we go. Alright. This is the bad boy right here. Little spinner wrench. You see how this toggle switch is wired up? Pickup 1, pickup 2. In the middle on this side right here is your hot wire going on over to the volume pot over here. And then all of your grounds are on the back terminal like that right there. All the grounds on one end. Again, this is wiring up a three-way toggle switch right here. One hot wire going to your one pickup, one hot wire going to the next, and your middle one here coming down, going over to your volume pod. This is what we do. We'll grab it. I like to use the little vise here. Normally we would cover this up, but and we need to. Let's get this covered up. Piece of cloth over here. Here we go. See about getting this. I got my soldering iron fired up over here. 752 degrees. Nice and hot. Take her down one at a time. Oops. Get her headgear on over here. Not hard. Got volume, tone, output jack, or yeah, your output jack. So not hard. Hope you guys are enjoying. This side I'd bring you along the ride. So let's go ahead and get these unsoldered. Take one at a time. And you know, you can always take pictures. You know what I mean? For references. If you guys ever haven't checked out over on Seymour Duncan's website, they have a really great soldering course you can take, absolutely 100% free. Matter of fact, they encourage guys to do this. Why? Well, because guys do it on their own, and then guess what? They sell more product. But they're also helping you do it right, and that to me is pretty awesome when a company like Seymour Duncan does that. Take this, get rid of the grounds here. There we go. Getting everything straightened around. Now we're ready to get rid of this and to bring on our new one. Yeah, this thing's rattled. It is beat up for sure. So that's why it's always important to always, when you're dealing, I don't care, guitar show, wherever you're at, wherever you're buying, make sure you try all the bells and whistles on the guitar before you even leave where you're purchasing it from. It costs me. It cost me right there. You know. Now, she was a young girl. You know what I mean? Probably didn't mean much, or not meaning much, but I mean, you know, I don't think she did it on purpose. She seemed a little innocent, you know what I mean? But who knows? All right, so if you notice on the new one here, you got two in the middle, one on each end. So you want to, what I do is I like to separate them for a minute, get them separated, and make sure everything's looking good. My ground lug's good, both for the switch, or both for the pickups, right here. Pickup 1, pickup 2, middle section, both of those are going to your volume control pot, okay? On the back, this goes to all of your grounds will wire up. Now, one thing I like to do is I like to, and you'll see this, a lot of guys do it, but you like to tint your fixtures. By doing that, I just tint the end of my soldering iron, just like this right here. You grab it up, you add some solder to it, boom, right there. Bring it over. You can lay it right down on it, and guess what? The solder sticks right to it. It's nice and easy. I think it's easier doing it this way than it is. Some guys like to tint the wires too. And the reason for that is because if you do that, it makes all of the wires one solid strand. And when you're trying to fish it through the holes, it's a lot easier. Uh-oh. Got too much solder in there. That's where a good solder sucker comes in at. You ever seen these? Wonderful device. You load it like that right there. You got a button, you hit it just like this. We got too much in here. Heat the solder up. Done. Just that easy. Again, you get too much solder in there. Done. Helps you clean up a lot of your devices too. I must have hit something. Hopefully I didn't smoke nothing there. Nice tool to have, solder sucker. If you're going to do any type of electronics works, it's well worth. Cheap. I think I bought that at Harbor Freight for a few dollars. Alright, now that we have the top up, we are ready to go ahead and start wiring this back up. One, we're just going to get the wire out of the way. Get her close to where we need to be. And we'll do this one first on this side. There you go. Nice. Nice, good, solid solder. That's what we need. You want to take time to inspect your connections. Make sure they're tight. If you don't, if you do it this route, you're just going to save yourself a lot of work when you're trying to shove all these wires and everything else back in the cavity. Trust me when I say this. And I'll tell you, ask me how I know. And we've been there, done that. Again, this is our, we're soldering up now our pickup number 2. Get her nice and heated up in here. There we go. Perfect. Nice and solid. Clean it up. Give her a little tug. Make sure she's not touching anything. Good stuff. All right. That's 2. Now we're going to do the middle section. The middle one, again, is going over to our volume pot. That's going to help us get it in there, okay? So we're going to slide her right in there. Middle terminal goes to the volume pot. 2 outside goes to either one of your pickups, okay? So we're going to apply some heat. Get her going in there. Get her where she'll stay. I think she's just about okay there. Now we're going to add a little bit of solder in to try to help seal up the hole, get us a nice good connection going. There we go. We'll close it up. The middle one can be a little tricky sometimes because you got the 2 legs. But once you get the hand of it, you know what I mean, you're in good shape. And you always want to make sure that you're cleaning off your end of your soldering iron, because it's gonna make your life 10 times easier. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is we're moving on to the grounds. Now we gotta get all these grounds back here to the back terminal. Now what I'm gonna do is I left one long. So I'm gonna put that through that hole back there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some solder and I'm going to tent this right here. I'm going to tent along here to make this one solid wire so I get a really nice solid ground. If anybody knows anything about working on guitars, or my experience in my shop is grounds. It can be your wonderful friend or it can be your worst enemy. You can be chasing these things around forever if you don't make sure you have everything nice and tight, connected. Wiring should always be solid, connected. The solder I'm using here is the 4060 rosin. It's been working fine for me in this shop, and we're going to continue to use it as long as it works. I'm a firm believer, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I know there's probably going to be somebody on here that says, Dave, you don't know how to solder, you're doing it all wrong. Well, here's the thing. You know what you do? Go get you a shed somewhere and build your own guitars. And start your own YouTube channel to basically, you know, show us how we're not doing it right, okay? This is just the way I do it. It's not the only way to do things. It's just the way we do it here. So, in that, bend the wire over sideways a little bit. Give you a nice good lead in there. And now you'll be able to fit her right through that back lug. Nice. Now we got a little bit of solder on the wire already, so we can heat this up a little bit. It'll stick. We'll get her to start sticking. There we go. Come around to the front, add some heat. Okay. Now we're going to back it up with some solder a little bit more. Make sure we fill in the hole so there's no, everything's got a good connection. Last thing you want you do is your customer coming back on you and going, oh, it played fine when it's not doing what I want it to do. You don't make money on callbacks. I don't care what you do. You can be a house painter, you can be a whatever you want. If you're coming back to fix something, it's your mistake, and anything you do, you ain't getting paid for it. Guess what? You ain't making no money. You ain't doing it. You know what I mean? You ain't happening. All right. Now we got that all wired up. She is ready to go back in place. Check my wire connections. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Release it from the vise. Make sure we got her all covered. And reassemble. Slide that back through the hole. Just like so. We have to flip it. There we go. That's going to work out better for us. Get it in the right orientation. Looks like that's going to go back in sweet. It's not a very complicated job to change out your very own toggle switch. Basically, just, when you take a look at your guitar, do the same thing over. Look at it. All right. Now that we have that back in place, we can go ahead and lay it down. We're going to go ahead and plug it. Much better. All right, let's go ahead and plug it back in. Turn the amplifier on. See if it starts acting crazy on us. I hope not. It's a good sound, nothing. Right now, in the middle position, our pickup should be active on both of them. So, yes. 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 No. Nope. Yes. Perfect. There it is. And it's SG's loud. Well, there you go. A nice working SG. For what it's worth. Bring you back up top here. There we go. Welcome back. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed what's going on the channel today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up and a like if you like what's going on here. We hope to see you next time and see you around. And so we might be able to see some of you guys March 16th, Cincinnati, Ohio. Guitar show down there, so we're hoping to see some people. We may be there, we may not, but until next time, we'll see you later. And remember, keep jamming on your guitars, build them. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.